You can go ahead and be seated. Congratulations on the next witness.
Turn to the state, we call Detective John Edwards. Detective, if you'll remain standing, prepare to take your oath, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do swear.
If you would be seated and identify yourself, spelling your name for the court reporter, please.
Detective John Edwards with Dalton Police, JOHN-EDWARDS.
Detective Edwards, you're employed at Dalton Police Department, you just said.
That's correct.
How long have you been employed there?
Over 14 years.
How long have you been a police officer?
Same amount of time.
Officer Smith earlier described the basic sort of training that you undergo to be a police officer. Did you complete that training when you were originally hired?
I did.
Okay. And do you maintain your post certification today?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about what training you've received since then?
Sure. I've been to several dozens of classes, one of which was the DUI detection and standard field sobriety class back in 2005.
And do you maintain, I guess, is your training ongoing? Are you required to attend training regularly?
That's correct, yes.
And is that required by both your agency and the state?
Yes,
Were you employed by Dalton Police Department in September of 2017?
I was.
And earlier, Officer Smith identified you as his training officer. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did you supervise Officer Smith during the period of September 2017?
I did.
I touched on this with Officer Smith just a little bit, but he testified earlier that he was sort of at the end of his training. Is that?
Yes, that's correct.
So would it be fair to say that you were at that time sort of just a supervisory role? You were?
More or less, that would be accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you in the car with Officer Smith when he traffic stopped a vehicle driven by the defendant?
I was.
Okay. During the course of that traffic stop, did the driver of that vehicle provide you guys with identification?
I believe you did, yes.
Okay. And is the person who provided you that identification the same person who's sitting in the courtroom today?
That's correct.
And could you identify him by something he's wearing, please?
Mr. Foster's wearing a white long sleeve shirt sitting at that table.
Do you recall, Detective, the approximate time that the traffic stop on Mr. Foster was conducted?
It was late at night, around 2:30 a.m., somewhere there.
And again, do you recall the basis for the original stop?
Yes, he was operating a vehicle without its headlights on that night.
Okay. And is that in and of itself a traffic violation in the state of Georgia?
It is.
Now, we've heard a lot about a video and some audio. I'm going to hand you what I've previously marked as State's Exhibit 3 and ask you if you recognize it.
I do recognize it, yes.
And what do you recognize that to be?
That is a recording of the video of that traffic stop for that night.
Okay. Is this DVD, the DVD provided by your office to my office?
That's correct,
And
yes.
does it appear to be in the same condition it was?
It does appear to be that
Does
way.
it appear that anything's been added or deleted from it?
No, ma'am.
And at this time, the state would move to admit State's Exhibit 3.
No objection. That's 3 is no.
Detective, before I begin to play this video, I just want to do a little explanation. There were some questions before about why Officer Smith isn't wearing a microphone. And I think he said something about it being an older patrol car. Is that correct? Can you
That's correct.
sort of explain that a little bit more for the jury about how the audio video in your patrol cars works or is supposed to work?
Sure. So prior to the beginning of the shift, the trainees, we often have the trainees check out what's called pool cars, which are typically older vehicles. We, at the minimum, make sure the video camera is working. Unfortunately, sometimes with the older cars, the audio is what we call in and out, doesn't always work. It is an older car. And I recall throughout Officer Smith's time with me during training, we were having some difficulty with that. One day we would have full audio, some days we would have partial audio, some days we would have no audio. But unfortunately, these were the only cars that we were able to check out.
Okay. So when you say pool car, is that fair to say it's a little loaner or sort of a available for use type thing?
Correct, by multiple officers, yes.
As opposed to an assigned car that this officer would come in and drive every day?
Correct, he had not had an assigned car up to that point.
Okay, so at this point, Officer Smith does not have a particular patrol vehicle assigned to him, and he sort of has to take what he can get?
That's correct, yes.
the patrol audio video, does it have a microphone?
Yes.
Is that microphone, does it remain in the vehicle, or is it worn? How is that?
Sure, there's a charger inside the vehicle where we try to keep it charged, but you can take it off the charging cradle in the car and then place it on your shoulder lapel, and that's how it's typically worn.
During the traffic stop with Mr. Foster, did there come a time where you placed the microphone on your person?
There was a time, yes.
Okay. And so when we hear this video, or when we watch this video, the voice that we're going to hear probably closest or loudest to that microphone would be yours. Is that fair?
For the most part, yes.
And that's simply because there's only one microphone per vehicle, is that correct?
That's correct, there's only one.
So when you initiated the traffic stop on Mr. Foster, did you get out of the vehicle originally?
Not originally. I stayed in the vehicle and allowed Officer Smith to conduct the stop.
Okay, so during that portion where Officer Smith is conducting the original traffic stop, we don't have audio for that. Is that fair?
That's correct,
Okay.
yes.
So it won't be until you step out of the vehicle that we have the audio, is that right?
Yes.
Detective, what I would like to do for the moment is just play the video in its entirety. And then I may go back and ask you some questions about it. But for the moment, I would just ask you to just allow the video to play.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to have just one moment. I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to do this to you, but I did need to ask you a couple of questions.
No problem.
Can you describe for the...
Your Honor, excuse me, I'm not sure the jury, is the
Oh,
team?
yeah, there we go.
That would probably be helpful.
I want to restart it.
Yeah.
I'll start it over. Is that good for everyone?
Well, I was gonna ask if the jury would rather have it more around the front.
Since you're going to keep me moving this until it falls over.
Oh,
Is that better?
There we go.
You guys can see that?
sometimes it's hard for folks on the end to make that dead turn. It's gonna be a long video, and I just didn't want them to get a crick in their necks from.
Well, you know, I just saw it falling on me and me falling on the floor in a spectacular fashion. Detective, going back to the very beginning of the video, can you just tell us what we're seeing on this video?
Sure, this is West Walnut Avenue, I believe just west of West Lakeshore Drive, heading west. And that would be Mr. Foster's vehicle that we are directly behind.
Okay, so the video that we're seeing out the front, the sort of hood that we see there, that's your patrol car, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Can you stand just like that? Yeah, absolutely. Outside, whatever you want. Just stand just like that, so I'll finish telling the instruction, okay? So right there, sorry, that's true. I got it. You got to remember 61 years old.
Oh, we're all right.
So here we go, you ready? I'm ready to begin. I'm calling you. Hang on. No, don't. I will do it before you go. You got the right foot for the left. I'm walking. Two steps, okay? Like this. Zero, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll show you, okay? Watch me, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Except we're going to continue on. Again, no, I understand. When you get the 9, hang on. You get the 9, I want you to stand still. No, you can't. I want you to take a series of small steps, okay? Like this one. Walk over and see if they together. Do that. Again. When you get that, again. Let me explain this, okay? It's like, okay? You need that 9 minutes to that track, right? Still forward to get back to 9, okay? No, you go forward, you take a series of small steps, like I showed you, okay? And then you walk back 9 steps, okay? In reverse. No, sir, it's like turn around, can I turn around? Show me what you want me to do and I'll do it, officer. Okay. Get back in the position. Okay. Right in front of the left. Hands down by your side. Okay. Now watch me, okay? I'm watching. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the 9, okay? All right. Once you get the 9, you take a series of small steps. All right. Got it. Come back. Come back. Got it.
You're going to put one more inside drive, the other one more inside drive. Y'all are talking about it.
Sure you understand? Just a second, okay? Doubles. Raise. Walker. Middle on the 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's your 8 or 4?
Instructions as option 2.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello? Hang on one second, okay? Can I open the door? You get, okay. I got you. Okay, why should you be driving and him not driving?
He sounds so talkative, I feel.
He's very talkative, that's true. But, okay.
He's, I mean,
Were you at a friend's house?
we really did, we went to get some food. And then
You were where?
we were like at the office. And then we went home and we were doing more work. And we finally finished contacting them, talking to everybody, and we finally went to eat kind of late.
I got you.
But
Where did you go eat at?
went to Chili's.
Okay, what's up
I
with
mean,
you?
we had a salad, we had a drink,
I got you.
but not like overboard.
Oh, we saw you, out of Lakeshore Park. I was asking if you were visiting a friend, maybe.
No.
Okay.
No, our friend actually just had a
I got you.
You know, we thought you had some
It was like at the end of the.
joining the army and stuff. The hell makes me sorry I ever served for 11 years in this damn county as a doctor for the jail.
Okay, just need to keep your voice down just a little bit, okay? Okay. Well, we're still,
We already told y'all this.
he told us a lot, but I don't know if that came out, but, okay. Okay. How about, do you think you had to drink tonight?
I honestly, I didn't.
2 drinks of Chili's, okay. Drinks, beers, or,
No, just, I mean, we went there and
you went where, I'm sorry?
we went to Chili's, we
Right.
had dinner.
Right.
He had a Caesar salad with chicken and he had 2 drinks
Right.
and
I got you.
I just,
He's not on any medication or anything, is he? What medication for, or
ADHD.
ADHD? Okay. Adderall, I guess?
No, he's not out of
Oh, okay. Oh, like that. Yeah, I don't know Adderall for,
Adderall.
I got you, I got you. My wife takes Adderall for ADHD, so,
Oh, your wife does?
yeah, she does. Yeah, it helps her out a lot.
Yeah, a lot of.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go over here for just a second, okay? I'm gonna shut the store for you for right now, okay? Okay.
This time we're gonna try to extend, okay? Instead of like pushing all that one time. Jimmy, how's it? Hang on, let's just do this thing. All right, you go ahead and look, and stay. All right, stop there. That's it. All right.
Usually I have a FPV 1, FPV 1.5, and I should have an FPV 0.2, and I should have an FPV 2.5, should show up.
Okay.
On this, you know, when you look at it on the scale I'm talking about. Because I just was up on Murfreesboro about 2 months ago. Yeah, go ahead. Would you do blood work? Would you take me to Hamilton so they do accurate work?
He'll read you something real quick, okay?
Please,
Just
thank
hang
you,
right
God.
there, okay?
I want blood work. I don't want no bullshit. I want absolute blood work, and then I want copies of it sent to Marymount because we've been working for the county for years.
Okay.
My God, ladies.
All right, we'll get back in just a second, okay?
Now, just a second,
All right ahead. I've had them pinched before by Colombian police. That's all right. I've been in jail in 6 down countries and the state of Mississippi.
Who did you want to have come get your car?
My wife can drive it.
Okay, I'll ask her, but I think she had,
Well, she'll just walk over
She
to
said-
Tommy Foster's house, and you can
Okay.
deal with them.
I'll ask her wife who wants to get the car, because we'll have to tell.
Well, just leave it. No, we ain't towing it from nowhere.
Okay, well,
I'll have somebody come over here and pick it up. I bet now. Gary Cruz. How about Commissioner, or whatever, holiday, Gary Cruz? You know what? I wish I did, but I don't. The only thing just check me, please, just check me for a second.
We have to.
I will, come on, check me out.
Check it out, please. I got no problem with you. Okay. You're just doing your job, officer.
Really, you know how you get out of the army, you know how the army gets you out of it? Call it something when you got 14 out of 17 people that's doing physical zone, and you tell them that they got radiation poisoning from plutonium-238.
That's
Because guess what?
What's that?
I was an army officer,
Right.
battalion surgeon
Yes, sir.
for an armored unit.
Okay.
I know what radiation poisoning is supposed to look
That
like.
sounds like bad stuff.
They wanted me to riff them out. You know what riffing is?
I know.
Reduction in force.
Okay.
Why they won't do it? Because Bill Clinton wanted the army down.
Okay.
It was money. Why do you want it? Take me out.
Take you out.
No, take me out. I've been fucking shot. You want to look at my back? No, I've been shot. You don't have to shoot me. I've been shot. You guys shouldn't shoot me. Doctor, I actually am MD. But you know what? They took away the medical license
Sure,
from
yes.
sold two of their damn ships. That they were going to abandon in place and leave in Panama at the Jungle Training Center.
Right.
And I said, fuck that. I'm taking them to Honduras. And we will take them. No, you guys don't know, because you ain't served. Hey, which have you served?
I
Which have you served?
haven't, sir. My father served. I'll put the cash in the front pocket, okay?
I appreciate that. That's nice. It's better than what they did in Meridian, Mississippi, when I had cerebral malaria. They weren't able to recognize the difference between cerebral malaria with a 0.0000 alcohol content.
Right.
They couldn't tell the difference between cerebral malaria and alcoholism. That's a big issue.
That is a big issue. I understand that.
I used to be, 11 years I served this county. I hate
Yes,
this
sir.
county. I prayed to God that he'd curse it, and guess what he did? Man, I saw it hit and cursed, and I saw people laid off right and left, white people.
Hold on to these for just a second.
I hate this.
I'm gonna ask her. Yeah, it's fine. Remember to read it. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Hi, my name is Beth.
Beth. Okay, Beth.
Let
Unfortunately,
me call you back. I'm sorry. All right?
okay, unfortunately, he's got to come with us tonight, okay?
And I need
He-
to say anything.
Yeah, you can, but my concern is about, no, you're fine. Now, you have, of course, you're the passenger, but you did say you had something to drink tonight?
Yes, I had 2 drinks.
Okay, so we can't, I don't feel comfortable letting you have a car,
I'm gonna drive
all right?
because, look, I'm not drunk, but I don't want a chance getting any
Right.
kind of trouble.
We don't want that either.
No.
Who can we,
I'm gonna walk over to Tommy's, he's right over here, Tommy
and he
Doctor.
can take the car? Can he take the car?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's parked in the road and we don't have to want to tow it if we can help it.
Yeah, no.
I got you. So you're just gonna go over there and get with and tell him, okay.
Yes.
Are these, does he need these keys? I don't know if you need those, or can we just put
I
them?
will need those actually.
Okay.
I have my keys, but they're private. Can I
Well, yeah, well, let him, he's trying to read him something real quick, but when he's done with that, that's fine.
Remind him a couple of things.
That's fine. Hang on, one second. He's got to read him.
Doc.
Hang on just a second. He's fine. She's gonna walk to, she's okay.
Tommy's house.
They know somebody up here in the
Tommy
street.
Foster, I don't know.
So hopefully he can come get the car, so we don't have to tow it. That's all.
I can really walk up there. I mean, it's just at the end of the street, it's not that far away. Just, can you please let me remind him one tiny little thing? You know ADHD, okay? You already told me, so.
Right.
It probably will make it worse, you're right. Just
If he wants a blood test, that's fine. Okay, let's, come over here. Come on over here. Yep, she wants to tell him something. Just don't lean into the car for me, okay?
Hey, baby.
Man, just walk over there.
I already did.
Ask Logan to come over here and get the car, drive it over to his house.
I will.
And tell Smith Foster and Shelby Peoples that that
No,
Marty's.
they're not being Barney.
No, that's all right, they can't help it. They're not gonna arrest no Hispanics, they're not gonna arrest somebody that's an error, they're not gonna do that because guess what?
Is there anything else we can do for you? It just needs to come, I understand, I mean, people,
You know.
Right.
I'm not
But
gonna,
you just-
I don't need to, like,
unfortunately, he just had too much to drink tonight and he decided to drive, so, he can be bonded out. Just, you can call to the jail. I can leave you the phone number to that if you have, if I have a new card, no problem. And he'll just need to sober up a little bit.
for blood test, please.
He wants a blood test, so that's what
Yeah, just
we'll
go
do.
ahead and do it, it'd be easier for all of us.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that.
I'm so glad you told me your wife is ADHD.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
My name is Officer Edwards,
Thank you, Officer Edwards.
and this is the number to the jail, 278-1233.
Guys.
Well, things happen, and he's a little upset, but we're going to try to get this done as soon as we can, and
We both know. Where are the keys for Tommy that I can give him to drive the other car?
I guess-
These are my car.
we didn't have any car key. The keys in the, yeah, I think they're in the car.
Let me just double check that they're there. Okay?
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, let's start out. Well, that's the one I was gonna give you. That's the number to the jail. So give it an hour, 2 hours maybe, and I don't know, I'm not sure how much it's gonna be. But you can call up there in about an hour and a half, and they'll be able to tell you. So anyway, yeah, I mean, just next time call a taxi or
Can
something.
I just tell him one thing? Please let me just
One more
talk to
thing.
him one more time.
But I can't have them yelling in the neighborhood, okay?
No. Hey, Doc, we got some important stuff we have coming up in the next few days.
No, listen, you know what? We need to fucking go on there and see if we can compete with news about Irma and Maria. Get my ass over to Hamilton Medical Center on a blood test. Get that test.
We're gonna get you one. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Is it
Which one, it's blue or there's one that's
the red?
the red?
The red one, yeah.
I'll go get it.
Yeah. Are you,
Okay, Mr.
you have this
Yep.
person here? Do you have this person here? That's fine. So,
These guys are all...
we need to run him up.
All right.
Can somebody drive the car
Yeah,
maybe,
let
or?
me double check with you.
Okay, all right. Just so we don't have to tow it. Good? Okay. That's where we're going.
Good, thank you much. Been asking for it since you picked me up.
You cracking this? Yeah, that is. Oh, man.
Yes.
It's a waste of time taking care of this damn city. 11 years for no money, zero. Bill, you know how you get the contract with the city? Give them 2/3 less than what they're paying to Dr. Marlowe and Thomas. You know how you keep it? Don't never send them a bill. Don't never, not never send them a bill. Screw the bill. It ain't about that. It's about trying to take care of the people that they are purposely locked up. They shouldn't have been locked up. Juan Valdez, you know what y'all locked him up for? DUI. He was blind. He got a 12-year-old kid driving down the road to the local store. The brilliant Barney picked him up, charged for DUI. The guy was blind and was shot in the face with a shotgun blast by Zayden. But he wanted to keep his driver's license. He had a 12-year-old driving. So when I told the county attorney, did they tell him? No, they just released him. Did they put in the adult paper that they had arrested a blind man charged with DUI because the 12-year-old didn't got him well enough that he hit two mailboxes? This is on Foster Road, my name, Foster Road. So guess what? He hit two mailboxes because he was blind. Not because he was DUI. He's been shot in the face with a shotgun by Zayden. So you know what Zaydens are? I doubt it. But I fought Zayden. Many of you know one Ramon Avila. Many of you know one Ramon Avila. Zero. Well, his head exists on a stake for a short time in the Mesquite in a town called Sabah. We put his head there.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I don't know. I can't.
The rest of people like me, unless you're pushing the 10,000 Arabs run around this country and come in here and shoot people up. What a bunch of horse shit. Make sure you got your hours in there in the lab. Because your blood test ain't gonna show shit. Don't never bring another patient to my or Alan Payne's office. I don't care who they are, except if they're National Guard or Army. Neither of you serve. So guess what? Don't give a shit. Y'all didn't serve. You wouldn't serve probably if you was pulled in. Hell, you'd fucking run to Canada or someplace. You know, I'd be happy to run a 2-mile run with either of y'all and be happy. You're a young man, I'm a fat guy, and I bet you in 2 miles I could outrun you, cut you down, and you'd be sorry, I'd be pulling you along for the next part of the last half of the mile. Anytime you're ready to go talk and track, let's go. After I pass this test, let's see if you have the courage to do it about 6:30 in the morning. Why don't you blow through that light? Y'all got a whistle on top, and you got all kind of power. P-O-W-E-R.
Some U.S. I can't hear.
Isn't that the truth that generally, primary reason most people join police departments in small towns less than about 100,000 people is for the power that they get over the other individuals. Turn it up so you don't have to listen to the truth.
We're going to war right now.
Why don't you look up something special? September 23rd, Profecia, Guatemalan pastor. Guatemalans don't remember it. You couldn't spell it. It's spelled guacamole. Guatemalan pastor, September 23rd. I appreciate it because I'd like to be in the Hamilton Hill. Scott Chitwood's excuse for being a pretend Democrat. What a piece of crap to pretend to be a Democrat and all the time you're a useless, using Republican. Now voted for Trump
Because he ain't really a Republican. He's really a populist. He fucking understands
Somebody from conductors, I guess. Maybe I have another DUI.
most people don't. They just are fucking sheep. The sheep which are following along, that's all right. I just want to know that I want to put this by the food code. I want to send all the way to Foggy Mile. Langley, Virginia. I don't know where I'm talking about. And I want one of them going to Wesley Park. One of them to Olive North.
What's that?
What a bunch of millennials. Right around, collect their check, go here, go there. What the hell they gonna do? They ain't gonna serve. Other people serve for them already. Other people's already died ahead of them.
Truth be told, I was nice guy on my lawn, actually. He wasn't drunk there, but too bad what he said. Not really.
Gentlemen, ladies,
She said
yes,
that,
sir.
I didn't get her information. She said that,
Either of you, I'll be happy to take either of you one round
Went to check.
personal
That's
at Ben
great.
Piper's
She
on
said
Monday,
2 drinks.
Tuesday, whenever you
Yeah,
decide.
I'm sure.
Second one of you, stick out his biggest, meanest, baddest, and I want him in the second round. I want him in round 2. Then number 3, pick out whoever you want to. How about
Yeah, that's fine.
you would? Bring him over round 3. I just want one round with each of you, is all I ask. I used to work in this place. They begged me to come to work there. I should never come to work. I should stay with the Army the whole time. What a bunch of fucking lazy ass Shelby people. Pay the police, Bob Shaw, kiss their ass, kind of Republicans we got talking about. Okay, well, let's hear about it. Y'all enjoy spraying this one out and spraying it to other people. But if you do, guess what I got? I got some people Foggy Bottom going to be asking for copies. Everybody you release this tape to. So be careful who you release it to. Okay, you understand? I hope you do. I hope Daniel Nicholson understands too.
Oh, God. I've heard it all. Go get out here. Hey, man. Hey, we get that, we're up here at the hospital. I got you. Okay, cool, man. We'll just meet you at the ER, the front area here. So, hey, man, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bye. He's on his way, but I'm gonna go in there and let him know that's what we're gonna need. So maybe what GSP's here for too, I don't know. Hey. We'll bring him in here in just a second. Thank you.
He just had a, I ain't never seen one of the like I saw after I pray to God. I will pray the person again. I will person again. Never again. I know what happened to God. It was fast. I prayed and it person failed.
Is there any audio? Are you replaying it or are you just?
I've got shitloads of audio because I want a copy of it on their FOIA. You know what a FOIA is? Freedom of Information Act.
Dr. Foster?
No, I'm Mr. Foster. Wasn't I Mr. Foster earlier? When did I become Dr. Foster? When?
We need to calm down,
I'm calling.
because we're coming into a public place here, okay?
I know he's working here, don't you know?
I understand, but don't make it worse for you, but please don't make it worse for yourself, okay?
Listen, I'm gonna make it worse than you.
Okay, well, you can, that's fine, you can not like us, but please don't shout and yell in the hospital. I'm asking nicely,
I'm a doctor.
but I don't want to put another charge on you, okay?
You have to lose your license.
How's that?
Well, or these people have radiation poisoning.
Okay,
They'll name what they'll call it.
what's that? Okay,
It's radiation. What's radiation poisoning?
well,
Because they send a whole bunch of DUIs. You know what that is?
No.
Temporary duty assignment.
Okay.
National Guard people. Big companies.
Okay. Right. Right.
Iranian bees. You know what that is?
I don't.
It's normal.
Okay.
Russian. Okay, well, Russian EMP.
Right.
We picked up those and we picked up T-55s. You know the problem with T-38, uranium T-38?
What's that? What's that?
I'll tell you, it mixes with iron.
Okay.
You can tell the difference.
That's bad.
And so those people basically had iron mixed within the metal. You can't separate it from the carbon.
Okay.
You can pretend like you do.
Right.
Guess what? If you don't go and do a Geiger counter test, you never know. So I thought they'd bring them to me because I was a National Guard
Yes, sir.
battalion surgeon. I was a dumbass. But I was not a dumbass. I read the book called Hiroshima by James Hershey. You ever heard of him?
No, sir, I haven't.
Well, here, check it out. James Hershey, H-E-R-S-Y, Hiroshima.
Uh-huh.
All right? I read it when I was 2 years old. Yeah, I get a
Mr. Foster. We got people, my hurts here. Yes, sir.
You know,
I do.
if I pay,
Yes, sir.
I want you to get around,
Oh. You asked me that. You already asked me that.
How do you ask them to be?
Team board, here we go. Two, that's right. Here we go.
Yes.
Let's have a seat.
I'll stand up 1 foot.
You said you're-
Please, go ahead. Well, I'm sorry I haven't come back to the Joe County. I'm sorry I don't get now, take care of blue collar people. Because the loud Republicans like dogs and people, get a whole bunch of Hispanic people, bring them out here illegally. And guess who enforced that? ICE, you think ICE enforced any of that? How much has ICE been working in the public back, let's say in the 80s? Who paid them well? Was it Shelby Peoples? I love it. Robert Shaw. You tell me. Oh. I don't have to agree. You don't have to play me. untested. I've got a 173. And I have a slow accident.
Write down what? 108.
108 farmer, that was what I started in. 180 farmer.
Okay. That's great.
48th infantry brigade.
Okay.
21st mechanized infantry division.
Did registration come registered? The license?
Sure. God, you have my license, I don't know, I hope, I hope you got it.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
I hope, I would like to have 2 independent. I'd like to have one sent to Canada.
Okay.
I have the right to have it sent to Canada, to Toronto.
Okay.
I'd like to have one sent to Foggy Bottom.
Okay. Wow, that's the CIA.
Well, you're right.
Well, I like to think that I'm a little bright.
Why, right?
You do need some intelligence to do this job.
Well, all right.
Just like you need intelligence to do your job.
You think?
Oh, sure. I have no doubt about that.
You think when I recognized those people and I told them that they had radiation poisoning, you think the Army was happy?
I don't know if they were happy or not.
No, they put me in St. Louis.
Okay.
The IRR, you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
That's any sworn officer that knows shit on them,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And you get assigned to St. Louis. Don't believe me? Check it.
So you said you wanted another test done?
I just want
You know you have to-
Yes.
Well, that's what we're going to do here. If you want another test done, you have to pay for it.
I'll pay for both of them.
And then you have to...
I asked them to explain.
Uh-huh.
When I was arrested in Meridian, Mississippi, and I asked them to call Fort Benning, you know what they refused to do?
Well, who do you
Call
want?
Benning.
Who do you want to take the test? Who do you want to have take the test?
No, I want to take the test.
No. Who? You asked for a second test.
Yes.
You want them to do another test?
I trust them.
Okay.
I don't have no problem with Hamilton, with people here.
Hamilton,
My trust is with the state and with there, because they're not honest people.
Okay.
I want to sign the tube, which is standard. Gentlemen, I promise you got your damn extra clips on there. I've seen Berettas that have 30 on there with a 30 clip. They don't scare me. You ever been shot, officer?
I have not been shot, no,
I've
sir.
been shot,
Okay, you told me that,
okay?
right?
I ain't afraid of shot. You know what? Dame uns balas. Dame sus balas. Give me your bullets.
That's pretty good.
Ellos están
Spanish is pretty good.
en mi cuerpo. They're vitamins for my body.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked in damn places that you guys couldn't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I want Leslie Adams to get a copy of it. Colonel Leslie Adams, U.S. Army Southern Command.
Okay.
Hollywood, Florida, not California.
Right. Okay.
Leslie Adams to receive it.
Okay.
If I've disappointed him, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry to him. I ain't sorry to God, but I'm sorry to him. I don't think I disappointed him. I've been drunk since 81.
Hmm. Got a pretty good streak going there.
Now, you might think I'm drunk. Put a damn thing on my head. You won't laugh at me. You'll be over there at one. You'll be over there on Tuesday. You said you'd be. Now, if you ain't, I'm going to tell Ben Cocker, I want your name. I want you to be in the first round with me. Now, you're lighter than I am, so I guess I'll have to probably use J. Smith. Understand? My name is Steve Foster.
Lord. French license.
My brother is the state commissioner of boxing for the state of California. He was an MMA light heavyweight, 18-2. Pull it up on there. Pull it up on Google. A-N-D-Y Foster, California. Watch what jumps up. Watch what jumps up for Andy Foster. He's been to Iraq, but he ain't been to Iran. Y'all been to Iran?
Mm-hmm.
I have.
Congratulations.
Bam. I've been to BAM. You don't believe BAM exists? Check it.
Okay.
Where's it at?
Tehran. It's in south eastern Iran. It's not too awful far from, really, from Afghanistan. You know what BAM was? Just a century. BAM was a city that they were routing the opium that the U.S. government be shipped out of Afghanistan. You know why we allowed it? Money. You know, I mean, why? They allowed BAM to be the damn city. Guess what God said to BAM?
What do you say?
December 26th, take it up, 2004. Guess what God said?
What's that?
BAM!
It's pretty good.
Take a look.
Okay.
Got me.
How do you pass a lot of paper tests?
Tell the truth. 11 hours and 15 minutes of truth will beat any lie detector test. Not only that, the guy that's giving you the test will come to you. His name's Patrick Coffey, U.S. Army CID.
Yeah.
Doctor, will you tell me something? Patrick Coffey, COFFY.
Okay.
Okay, doctor, tell me something. Did you really have that vision? Yes, I did. He said, well, you test out. I said, now can you tell me something, Patrick? Why am I still here? Because so far you haven't told a lie.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. This is Mr.
Yo soy un médico. Yo soy un médico que fue una parte de los Estados Unidos del ejército. Yo soy un médico que fue sirviendo adentro de Honduras. Yo soy un líder de un grupo contra los comunistas, contra los en Nicaragua, Ortega. Fue un médico anteriormente, yo fui un médico aquí adentro su sala de emergencia, yo fui un médico aquí.
I'm step out. Make fun off for just a second. Sorry. Probably. Yeah. So.
Tell recuérdame. Yo no sé qué
I'll be
sabe.
right out here though.
Das por
Spider monkey. That's right. I'll be.
Yo fui un médico con el Estados Unidos. You know how I started that with my hands? Or do they treat you like deep dangerous? Do they use your damn circulation within your hands? I think they do that way. I think they have no respect once they put anybody in handcuffs, regardless of who they are. They're not guilty of respect, regardless of what service they might have performed. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are. But that's all right.
Well, would you be there for round two?
Let's pay attention to what this nice young lady needs to tell you, okay?
I need your help opening this, or,
Yeah, you need to get that.
yeah, open.
Would you open that with some kind of knife, because they wouldn't let me have one. Guess what? They treat you when you go through the airport these days like you're some kind of Arab terrorist. Even though you might have been an army officer and they do your fingerprints, they know that. But they're not that smart. They don't. They hear them. A friend used to say, that's dumb, Doc.
There you go.
D-U-M-M. I never told him. Why would I tell him my pocket's bubble? You know?
Yeah, that's a good one.
He was smart enough to be like a, you know, hell, county policeman or something. You know, why would I tell him different?
No, you know, county policemen there's some smart ones.
Lord. Quizás usted entiende que esta F es de uno. Quizás usted entiende. Cuando usted está etil alcohol, y cuando un hombre no tiene suficiente, ellos están haciendo cualquiera ellos necesita. Yo quiero dos, sí, o quizás tres. Yo quiero uno está enviando por bottom bottom, post, es Langley, ascominte. Langley Bettina.
Our phone number, 9085.
Quizás yo tengo aquí con mi póliza un hombre con Southcom, un miembro de DUI.
Yeah, I'd say you're done after that.
labels?
digital.
Just whatever's in the kit.
And when you clean, would you not clean with any kind of
What are you looking at?
isopropyl alcohol, clean with betadine?
Yeah, they.
You know what I'm saying? Because in old days, isopropyl alcohol will react as well and will show, but betadine won't. So I don't want, well, I know I can't thank you, but appreciate it. Betadine's good. First rodeo.
I guess I'm trying to be careful.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sorry to waste your time. But on the
You need to do what?
Waste your time.
Oh, yeah, well, no problem.
Probably just go to Joe Burnham.
Why don't both of us make it away?
Now, that's enough of that, talking
He
about,
survives, he'll be in round two.
okay,
And Foster.
all right.
You don't have it in here.
Okay, we can get them out of,
He always plays, I say I'm an Army officer, I refuse to sign.
well, you requested the blood test,
All right,
okay?
I'll sign it if you're gonna do the thing.
Yeah, we'll undo it.
Now, I ain't gonna hit nobody. I promise you that. I ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
I've been honored, man. I'm an Army officer, and I took a damn oath. I took it go first, do no harm. Here I am, doing this. I'll never drink in Dalton, Georgia again.
Okay,
Y'all are good. I don't know why about it, though.
okay, just have a seat.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for offering me the seat.
You're welcome.
Okay? This is your, and what's this one? That's your signature? Are you gonna be the witness?
Yes,
Okay, you are.
yes.
You promised to tell me that the blood that you're gonna put in those tubes ain't adulterated. Look me in the eyes, that's all I ask. Look me in the eyes, tell me you want adulterated, and you want that isopropyl alcohol to the tube. They used to. Well, Norman Burkett. He was back in the house, over there, right?
Here with her when she takes the blood.
Yeah.
You're gonna see everything.
You get multiple tubes.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I'm gonna clean with this iodine, you're gonna.
When I and they could, no isopropyl.
I will not increase the sample. Gonna come straight out of your arm, straight to the needle, fix it.
I couldn't even know it. The old test, it's not blind, or not. Yes, it is.
And put it out.
Yours says it's on the top. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put it down because I earned it.
You can read the label.
MD, I'll go ahead and put Captain over here because the Army gave me the damn thing. They swore me into it. I never said I wouldn't stop serving. But when I told them that they put a bunch of reservists from Louisiana and Oklahoma to Kuwait City and played them like they was dummies and sent them up on that road leading out of Kuwait, where we sent A-10 Warthogs. You know what that is?
I do.
Thank God. And they had shot in sabots. You know what that is? S-A-B-O-T. We'll check it. It means a sleeve.
Okay.
A shoe. You know what's inside that shoe?
What's that?
U-238.
Uranium?
Yeah. Not plutonium, but uranium. And you know what those men did? They were bleeding with their gums. They were bleeding from their anuses. They were bleeding from their rectums. Their stomachs. Every one of them had
Okay, no, you're fine. About to
at
keep
the
up with it.
level, the Army would not authorize any test. So they asked me for my diagnosis. U-238 poison. You know what they named it?
What's that?
Gulf War Syndrome. And they played that with the VA for a whole bunch of years while people died. Guess what? I'm still Oh, anybody would know, it's individually reserved. Individually, what it means? Right, no, what does that mean?
He is from Albany, so.
It means that you're ready to serve any time. Now, I said, I thought that, I used to weigh 180 pounds, guess what I weigh now?
Yeah, 260.
Well, 254. Close enough. You're good enough, that's good enough, that's pretty good. And that's why I would only ask you to do one round. And I guarantee you, I will never hit your head. I will never hit your head because I don't want to cause harm. No, it's.
That's a pretty face right there.
Take a look at my brother, Andy Foster. You and him look too much after it hits you. I think I hit my brother.
Mr. Foster, get something else.
No, hell, I've been something else. I've been in jail in 7 countries.
Oh, wow.
Guess what? Guess what I got arrested for in Haiti?
What's that?
Disturbing the peace. You know my offense? What peace? Haiti don't have
Pretty
no
good.
peace. Hell,
That's a
I got
pretty good
arrested. You know who let me out? The UN Brazilian captain. No, Donald Trump. No, it's the UN Brazilian. He was the Brazilian captain from the UN. I've been playing basketball with him 2 mornings before.
Really?
Honest to God. Hell, at Port-au-Prince. If you go now and look at it, guess what? That place where I existed at in 2006 and 7, guess what? 2010, the Lord took it away from them.
One of those curses you were talking about earlier.
No, I didn't give the curse. I did.
Okay.
I wouldn't have cursed them. People's already cursed God.
Yeah, that's true.
Haiti is the heart of the world, gentlemen. Right here. Honduras is a rich country. That's where I focused my energies after 19 years. Honduras. Adentro del país, surgiendo la gente, los campesinos. Dámelo, por favor, dámelo en verdad.
Now you learn all your Spanish out of Honduras?
No, yo fui a play entiendo ese adentro mi escuela alto aquí en North Whitfield. ¿Cómo se dice? Mi maestro?
I don't speak Spanish.
Was my teacher.
Oh, your teacher.
My teacher was Jose Suarez. Fue un farmacista originalmente de La Habana, pero él no tiene ninguna licencia. So él fue un, ¿cómo se dice? Maestro de mi escuela en español. Fue un buen hombre, good man. I try to be a good man.
Very good man.
No, hell no. Why would I serve the county for 11 years without charging them if I was a good man? I was a dumbass man. D-U-M-M-A-S-S. Don't be, just put the D-U-M-M-A-S-S for serving this county. For free. What useless piece of shit county? I'm telling you. What a piece of shit county and city. Daniel Nicholson will tell you the same damn thing. He lives down the street from, hell, he's biting my damn nephew.
He don't work for us no more.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know that. I haven't kept up. I've been gone, taking care of business and working overtime.
That's what, you gotta work overtime to make that money. You know?
Hell, I don't know. Nobody's been in there since the Army fucking threw me under the bus. No, you don't know how it happens.
I don't know how, it's
I'll tell you how it happens. Tell this. Tell, I was in Panama when Hugh Rodham, you ever heard of Hugh Rodham? I hope you should report this.
I hope we are too.
I hope you are, because Hillary Clinton, you ever heard of her? No. What's her middle name? Hillary.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Her brother, Hugh,
Okay.
is the biggest basic political whore in this country. First, he's warlock. Did you know that?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
he is. He's 32nd degree. All right. Yeah. That's Hugh Rodham. You know, his best friend, his butt buddy.
Sorry. Who's
Ambassador to
that?
Panama, Simon Ferro. Simon Ferro. Butt buddy. They were butt buddy friends. Oh, everybody knew that at FSU. Everybody knew this butt buddies. Hell, Hugh is a big wigger. I can't help it. I got lots of friends that are good. I think I go I just have to be free, I ain't judging people.
Right? I gotta step outside.
My brother to get there. And you go, I mean, don't when they get thousand people on, like, when they get 1,000 people on YouTube, they block it. You don't believe me, check it. Check it. If I have to first, they said, Henry, prophecy. I dare you. I believe you. I know you don't. You look it up. Right here it is. Henry prophecy. What year? This year, tomorrow, today.
No, I heard about that.
It'll happen after midday.
Well, oh, okay.
I don't believe it. No, it's after midday. I don't believe it because guess what? Wait. Evangelical. I'm not Pentecostal. I'm Episcopalian. You know what they call Episcopalian?
Yeah, I get him to, hey, Smith, son.
You know why they call them whiskey palians? Why do you have to call them whiskey palians?
Whiskey Palians. They drink a lot of whiskey?
No. Baptists, no, there's a thing in the Baptist credo. Are you Baptist?
I'm not.
I was raised Baptist.
Okay.
I was originally, in the credo, you can't have any kind of alcohol Baptist. Another thing you can't do if you're Baptist, you can't fuck standing up. No, y'all are joking. You're not standing up. It's in the credo, because God look in and think he was dancing. You can't.
Excuse me.
I'm making this up. It's
No.
not. Ask any Baptist what the two things you can't do.
Right.
Well, I'm standing up, and you can't drink alcohol. Because they will put you out of the church, they'll excommunicate you. Oh, I know I was a deacon. I ain't picking shit up, I don't have to shit up. I'm not watching. Look, how many of you got cerebral malaria? I don't. You have cerebral malaria? Look at me. When you get your important things with the 7, okay, when you get your head busted, and people pour in gin, you know what? I can't drink beer. I can't drink rum. The only alcohol since they put gin inside my cranial cavity is gin. Everything else I tell you what, it's gin, I can drink a little bit of it, and I drink it tonic. You know why tonic? I drink it tonic. Right there. You ever heard of chinchona? No? Chinchona. C-I-N-C-H-O-N-A. You don't, do you? But you're a,
Excuse me.
are you? Okay, you're from Bobby. Check that out. You'll find out.
Okay, well.
From West Approval. Your story.
Excuse me.
Demasiado. Los tiempos que están en duro. Yo quiero solamente soldados. Hay demasiado que está. Yo no tengo que dar ningún miedo de ellos. Dios dice, hay 1,000 a mi derecho, hay 10,000 a mi izquierda. Ninguno de equipados. Ahora mismo yo tengo 61 años. ¿Cuánta, en su experiencia, cuánta gente que tiene 61 años que tiene la capacidad de hacer un aeropuerto los dos? La primera, el segundo, yo quiero solamente adentro, yo quiero adentro.
You understand me.
Yo solamente ellos, en el pueblo del departamento de la
All throughout the Dalton Police Department. Ready.
Yo quiero que ellos estén
Against me.
listos a pelearme. Yo no quiero hacer ninguna, yo no quiero pelear nada. Yo excedo todos de los pelos. Yo solamente uso una cosa, una abierto mano.
Open hand.
Mi padre dice,
So that his father said,
de su enemigos. It's done.
hit me with open hands or something.
Solamente un hombre.
What's that? Yes.
DUI. You ready for more?
Yeah, we gotta do that. We have to do that, okay? Won't be on for very long.
Because I'm used to having them tightened up. I wouldn't think I was going. What, the United States is the place where, you know where the worst place to be in jail is in the United States?
You want
It is. It's worse than Mississippi.
Is it really?
The only problem with reading Mississippi is when I was down there, that's when I get, within the jail of right. You know why?
I can see
Guess
that.
what? They were giving the people bedbug infested, bedbug, and I know bedbugs because I've lived in third world nations.
Right.
You know, you ever lived in third world nations?
I haven't lived there, no.
Well, you can understand that it's different.
There's some third world conditions in Dalton, though.
Well, I've treated those people. I treat them for free. You know what free is? Gratis.
Gratis, yes.
You know how much I go after people don't pay me?
No, it's been no.
How much do I go after people don't pay me?
Cero?
Zero.
Ningun?
Ningun.
None?
If they can't pay, guess what? Because I'm a Democrat.
Okay. Nothing wrong with
And I know
that.
who pretends to be a Democrat? Scott.
Oh, yeah, Scott Chitwood. Waiting for his name to come into the conversation.
We go back a little bit. I've been in this jail for 52 days.
Yes, that's evidence.
It went to the Supreme Court in the state of Georgia.
Can we get your name? Just write down her name.
When will we know the test?
Well, it gets sent on to the DUI.
When will that be? Next week?
No, we'll put it in today.
Go ahead and go over to the jail if y'all can put me in.
Yeah, we're going there right now. He's just got to write down some
I would, in
information.
fact, I'd like to have him arrested. I'd like him listed as the arresting officer.
Okay.
Later.
Well, no, he's going to be listed as the
Why
arrest.
don't you be the secretary?
Well, okay, both parties will be on there. Sure.
Back it up.
Sure.
Now, show me something. Would you show me something? Do y'all, anybody here have a Coca-Cola? I am just down dry mouth. You ever get dry
They'll
mouth?
get you something to drink up there.
You ready? Would you? Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate
Thank you very much.
it.
Wow.
Got hurt in the leg, I just. I'll catch you hand up.
We'll try, thanks.
Boy, I will hit you back in there. Just don't hit my face. No, I'll never hit your face, you're too brutal. You look like my brother. You look like Andy Frost. Yeah, I used to try to beat somebody in this town, and I realized, you know what? All that is about money. It's a sick town. How many Democrats you think we saw in the mosquito coast of our here in mosquito?
Zero.
Yeah, we'd love to do zero. All right. No, you want to butt my head again and shove it into the side of the car, or I can go in the side. Or I did it before, I'm used to it. Go ahead.
All right.
So I'm going to stop the video right there. It's 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 45 seconds. Just first of all, can you tell the jury what happens after this point?
Sure. Mr. Foster is transported to the Whitfield County Jail.
And going back, just a few questions about the video. When you do a crime lab blood draw, when you take someone to the hospital for a crime lab blood draw, where do you get the kit that draw is taken into?
The kit is actually located in a closet, a secure closet in the patrol division of the Dalton Police Department.
And did you go get that kit yourself?
No, another officer retrieved the kit for us and met us at the hospital to save some time.
Okay. And do you happen to recall what officer that was?
That was Officer Hammond-Tree.
Okay. So Officer Hammond-Tree brings you a GBI blood kit up to the hospital?
That's correct.
Were you present in the room when the blood was drawn by the phlebotomist?
Yes, most of the time I was present in the room.
All right. And did you assist Officer Smith in placing that blood into evidence as he described before?
Yes, I did.
Now, I believe earlier you testified that the traffic stop begins at about 2:30 in the morning. Is that right?
Right around that time, yes, ma'am.
And was Mr. Foster's blood drawn by the phlebotomist within 3 hours of that traffic stop?
Yes, within 3 hours.
Okay.
That's correct.
You were generally present the entire time. I think you stepped outside maybe a couple of times, but you were present, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Did Mr. Foster have an opportunity to consume any alcohol after that traffic stop?
No, ma'am.
Okay. There wouldn't have been any opportunity for him to continue or begin to drink at that point?
No.
Those are all the questions I have for you, officer. I'm sure Mr. Murray may have some.
That might be a good time for us to take our lunch recess. 12:30, and the jury will be back at 1:45. You all have time for lunch. All right, let's do recess until 1:45.